Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, we are going to be going over another quarterly theory model. This specific one is called the Two-Stage SSMT model. I'm going to be going over the exact framework you must follow, as well as an entry model which you guys can use. So without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So first things first, I'm going to pop up a screenshot real quick, just of the main quarterly theory quarters, and also the main triads. There are, of course, higher and lower time frame cycles and more triads that you can be using, but if you would like to know more about that, I'd recommend to go check out my SSMT video, which has already been posted on my channel. This model is for people that know what SSMT is and would like to create a model around it. So now you guys know what SSMT is. All we need is a high time frame SSMT followed by a low time frame SSMT. Okay, so your low time frame can be one immediate time frame lower than what the high time frame SSMT is, or it can be two time frames lower. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So within this example, you can see that our high time frame would be the hourly chart, which is of course the weekly cycle. Okay, so we must see an SMT occur between 2 consecutive days of the week. Once we've then seen that, we now have our weekly cycle SSMT, and now we can drop down one time frame lower, which would be our mid time frame essentially, because our low time frame would be 2 time frames lower, and you can use it with the mid time frame or the lower time frame. Okay, so mid time frame, one immediate time frame lower from the hourly would be the 15-minute, which of course that means we'd be viewing the daily cycle. Okay, and look for that daily cycle SSMT to occur slightly after or at the exact same time that the high time frame SSMT is forming. Okay, so that's it guys, just 2 SSMTs, one on the high time frame, drop down one time frame lower, and then you must see it on that time frame as well. Okay, so hourly, weekly cycle SSMT, drop down to the 15-minute, and then a daily cycle SSMT. Okay, and now I'm sure that you guys are probably wondering when you should be looking for that second stage. Well, as long as the first stage stays intact, like the SSMT is still there, you can look for it on the same day, or you can also look for it on the following day. Okay, because as you guys know, once we have that high time frame SSMT, we can almost guaranteed expect the following day to give us that distribution, which is then when we can look for our second stage in that following day. Okay, but we can also look for it on the same day that the weekly cycle SSMT occurs, because you guys know that we can still get moves occur within that manipulation quarter. Okay, so now let's jump into the second example, which would be our high time frame SSMT followed by a low time frame SSMT. Okay, so like I mentioned before, find your high time frame. It can be anything. In this example specifically, we are using the hourly. So once that weekly cycle SSMT has played out, once it has occurred, we're now then dropping down one time frame lower, and that's when you're looking for the SSMT there. And if you can't find it there, then you can drop down one time frame lower than that. Okay, so now we're going from the hourly, skipping the 15-minute because nothing is there on the 15-minute, and dropping down to a 5-minute. Okay, so of course once we're looking at the 5-minute time frame, this means we are viewing the 90-minute cycle. So now we just need to look for a 90-minute cycle SSMT in line with our weekly cycle SSMT. So like mentioned earlier, on the example to the left, we have that weekly cycle. The asset to the far left runs below Monday's low, creating that turtle soup. The asset slightly to the right fails to run below Monday's low, creating that failure swing. And now we're looking for that 90-minute bullish SSMT to occur. Okay, it doesn't matter what quarters it occurs in. Like in this example, you can see it occurs in Q2 and Q3. It doesn't need to be that. It can be Q3, Q4. It can be Q1 and Q2. It can even be Q4 and Q1. Okay, but that is essentially it, guys. That's all we need. We just need a higher time frame SSMT, which is our stage 1, and then we need either immediate time frame lower SSMT or skip 2 time frames lower and look for an SSMT to occur there, right? So that's it. We have our one stage being the high time frame, and then our second stage being either the mid time frame or the low time frame. So now that you guys know how to identify the high time frame and the low time frame SSMT, let's now jump in to an entry model which we can use after that has occurred. Okay, you guys can use any entry model that you would like. However, this one here is my personal favorite, and that is on the second stage SSMT that occurs. I like to look for my chained in the state of delivery to occur. And I like to call it a true chain in the state of delivery because it isn't your usual regular chain in the state of delivery, which everybody speaks about. It's slightly different. So a true chain in the state of delivery is a candle closure above or below the first candle that forms SSMT. Must be a down closed candle for a bullish chain in the state of delivery and an up closed candle for a bearish chain in the state of delivery. If the candle that creates a bullish SSMT is a bullish candle, use the most recent down closed candle as your chain in the state of delivery candle. If the candle that creates a bearish SSMT is a bearish candle, you can then use the most recent up closed candle as your chain in the state of delivery candle. So, like you can see in the example to the right, let's imagine that we already have our high time frame SSMT in play. This is now our second stage that we're looking for, and as you can see, it occurs right there between Q3 and Q4. So that first candle, the very first one that runs below Q3's low, becomes our chain in the state of delivery candle. So now all we're doing is waiting for a candle closure above that specific candle to validate our chain in the state of delivery. That now becomes our order block, and then we wait for price to trade back within that down closed candle, look for our entry inside of there, placing our stop on the SSMT low or below the chain in the state of delivery candle low, and then from there you can just target opposing liquidity. So now that you guys know exactly how to find your two stages of the SMT, exactly how to enter the trade after finding that, let's jump into one final example of how it would play out within the charts. So our stage 1 in this example would be the 15 minute, which would be the daily cycle bearish SSMT. You can then drop down one time frame lower, which would be the 5 minute, and in this case that is what we have done. We have found that 90-minute cycle SSMT that occurs pretty close after the daily cycle. We then identified our chain in the state of delivery candle. That is the candle that formed the SSMT. Reason being is because if you look at another closely correlated asset, the one that actually ran above Q3's high, that specific candle that we've got marked out was the candle that created the turtle soup on the other closely correlated asset. So that also becomes our chain in the state of delivery candle within the asset that creates the value swing. So now all we're doing is waiting for a candle closure below that, which we do indeed get right there, and then price trade back within the order block before then giving that huge move lower. So again, entry at the order block, stop on that failure swing high, targeting opposing liquidity. And that is everything, guys. All you need to create a simple model is two stages of SSMT followed by a low time frame chain in the state of delivery, stop on the SSMT high or low, and target opposing liquidity. Very simple and easy to follow model, which is of course fractal, so you can be catching 1 to 5 trades per week using this on the lower time frames, or if you would like to use it on the higher time frame, you can of course go for around 1 to 3 trades per month. It all depends on your trading style. You can of course use it for swing trades, scalp trades, intraday trades. So with that being said, we are going to wrap up the video there. I hope that you guys did find it useful, and I hope that you guys have success using this model right here. Please do let me know in the comments down below which other quarterly theory or trading videos you would like to see from me. I would then also appreciate a like and a subscription, and also go ahead and check out my socials and also my premium membership group along with my quarterly theory indicator, all linked below within the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.